Hello, welcome to the Vintage Modernist, episode 4. About, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or so, my old saw gave out on me. And I got this secondhand, probably about 25 years ago. And it's been misused and abused and more than I could ever describe to you. I mean, using it for things it wasn't intended to do and drug by the cord. And it was used up and I didn't really care about it. But it's lasted all this time. It's been howling for about 3 years. The bearings, when you let off the trigger and the blade came coasting to a stop, boy, it just screech and howl and make all kinds of noises. And I thought, there it went. That's the end of it. And it's kept going all this time, and it just quit with a bang. I thought about taking it apart and seeing, just, I don't know, keep it going for sentimental reasons maybe. I just haven't made the time to do it. But it brought to mind an interesting thing. Surely we've all known somebody that had the refrigerator from about 1956 or something, and it still works, still now. And they keep it out back and keep popping beer in it or whatever, bottled water. It just made me think of that, and why can't they build things to last? They get on us for being a disposable society. And we kind of are, in a way. But what choice do we have? I mean, if a refrigerator takes $400 to fix and you can buy a new one for $550, you buy the new one. That's pretty obvious. Is that our fault? And that this made me think of that. I don't know what it would take to fix it. I don't know if I can fix it. I don't know if I will fix it. It just made me wonder. I guarantee you the ones you buy now, especially a Black & Decker, which is like homeowner special deluxe, it isn't going to matter. It's not going to last 25 years like that one did. And I still have my dad's saw, which was made by McGraw Edison. This McGraw bought out General Electric's tool division, which is Thomas Edison's, before it became General Electric. And they bought that out in 1958, I think it was. I don't know how old this saw is. I would imagine late 50s. It still works, still to this day. And look at this, dude. That is all steel casing. Still works. Rusty, of course, hadn't been used in 10, 15 years at least. But it still works. Why can't they make things to last? And the truth is that they can. But if you have a saw from the 1950s, and here it is 2017 and the thing still works, you're not going to be selling many saws. And that doesn't please stockholders. And that's the bottom line. So are we a disposable society, or is what you're giving us disposable? I mean, you're lucky to get 8, 12 years out of a refrigerator. If you do 12, you're doing pretty good out of a refrigerator that you buy now. And there's still some of the ones from the 1950s and 60s still working. They might not be that efficient, they still work. I mean, they tell us that plastic is it's a petroleum-based product, and we got to watch the environment, and we got to, do what we can for the planet. Why do they use plastic? Because it's cheap. Well, which is it? When you go to the gas pump, it isn't cheap there. Well, it's limited quantity, limited supply, and the environment and everything. But it's cheap here. I mean, they make milk jugs out of it. So which is it? If you're going to lie to me, just throw a little consistency in there. That's all I'm asking. You can build a saw that'll last 60, 70, 80 years if it's taken care of. You can build one that'll last 25 years with some petroleum products on it. And the stuff you're getting now, if you used it every day, maybe 5 years, maybe. I don't know, why am I the one that's the disposable one? That's what you're giving me to work with. It just made me think, which is it? Do we care about the environment, or do we care about the stockholders and the bottom line? And the corporations would tell you that this is a mix, it's a healthy mix. I don't know if there's anything healthy about it. I think greed has set in, and This turned into a great big rant, I guess it was from the start. We better move on to the fun stuff, but not vintage, because that's a different meaning. 1962 Ford station wagon. It's a toy. It looks like a toy anyway, but it's more than a toy, because on the bottom, and I'm sure that these were probably commonplace back in the day, I have never seen another one like that. That doesn't mean they don't exist, it just means I haven't seen one. But this is more of a salesman sample. There's stamped writing all over the bottom of it that talks about the cubic foot load space all in one place, and the fully aluminized muffler. And this is interesting too. Oil change every 6,000 miles. And it's just little stuff stamped all over the bottom of the features of the car that they would try to sell you. So the salesman would come in, and maybe you'd be looking at the 62 Ford station wagon. And at the end, they take that home to little Johnny and think it over. And, you know, and he can have that as a keepsake afterwards. This thing's kind of neat. And it's plastic. How many of those survived from the 60s? So that's what we got. I'm sorry to rant on you, but it sure makes me wonder. Kind of like it makes me wonder if somebody didn't clean this garage. I mean, there ain't enough room to swing a dead cat in here. There's more going on. And it's a mess, and it's starting to get hot, and I'm starting to get old. But anyway, that's where you're at. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it make you think a little bit. Why can't we build things to last? Or can we? See you next week. Mosquitoes will be here. Have a good day.